Howdy. Today, we're going to be taking a look at fantastic model Warhorse. And, you know, the more I look at him, the more I think he kinda looks like Ironhide from Transformers Generation 1. But that's probably just a coincidence. This figure comes with one sweeping blast effect, two small blast effects, one seat, one rocket pod, two silver blasters, one jetpack, one chrome blaster, one drill blaster thing, one alternate head sculpt, and 4 alternate face sculpts. In his robot mode, this figure is awesome, but there are some hiccups with this production, in my opinion. So first off, the articulation is pretty good for a fantastic model figure, although I don't like this thing because of what it does, because the articulation is so good in the knees and the elbows and the ab crunch, but there's no butterfly. This figure should have a butterfly, and the ankles don't tilt forward, they only tilt backwards, and it also breaks the sculpt and the transformation a little bit. Besides that, this figure is pretty good. It's nice and solid, all the joints feel really, really well done, but the paint, man, like, this is fantastic model. Like, where's the metallic red paint? Listen, I know they don't like doing metallic red paint for whatever reason. Sheridan is one of the only ones I can think of that they've made that doesn't have the same flat red paint that they used for Parkour and Variator and now Warhorse. Where's the metallic red paint, man? It would look so much better. But all of that being said, this figure looks great. The proportions are awesome. I think they did a great job with it. I just wish it had the metallic red paint. Here's how fantastic model Warhorse scales with Deluxe Class Deep Cover, Voyager Class Sweep, and Leader Class Grimlock. Here's how fantastic model Toys Warhorse scales with fanstoys Variator, Takara Tomy Masterpiece Hound, and Magic Square Light of Peace. Here's how fanstoys Warhorse scales with Takara Tomy Masterpiece Inferno and Takara Tomy Masterpiece Trailbreaker. In his vehicle mode, Warhorse turns into a slightly stylized Nissan Sunny Vanette Coach SGL. In his vehicle mode, Warhorse looks great. This is a really solid van mode. Now, there are a couple places, like on the sides, where you can tell where they were really painting red over top of the transparent blue plastic, and for the most part, they did a really good job with the paint matching, but there's some places where it's noticeable. Otherwise, this thing rolls like a champion, and it's really quite solid once you get it transformed into this van mode. One important thing, when you're folding the feet over top of the backs of the calves to transform, make sure you're folding those, like, toe pieces up. I know this is something fanstoys doesn't cover in their transformation video, but otherwise, the back of the van is going to be slanted, and it's not going to transform and hold together very well. Speaking of transformation, I'd like to discuss the biggest issue with this figure. The biggest issue is the QC. Now, for whatever reason, Fantastic Model decided that this tab, which is visible in both robot and vehicle mode, should be made of die-cast metal. That means the paint chips really easily. Here's a plastic piece underneath the back windows that has also experienced paint chipping, and this part doesn't even have a whole lot of contact. Same goes on this side. I don't know what's up with this release in particular, but also, mine doesn't even have paint on this piece. It's kind of hard to see, but if you put it in the right light, and definitely if you feel it, it's just not painted. Now, it's nice that the molded plastic is actually really well color matched, but, like, the QC on this thing is kind of all over the place, and I don't know why they made these decisions. And I hear you saying, oh, well, it's fine, I'm just taking mine out of the box and putting it on the shelf, I'm not going to transform it. This is not entirely how it came out of the box, but that tab that's under the neck and smack dab like front and center on the car mode, that's close to what it looked like out of the box. Mine had paint chipping right out of the box. Also, this mold is not going away. Fantastic Model is making Doc out of this mold, and that's really concerning because this one has quite a couple QC issues that I'd like not to see on the next figure. So I hope they really fix this before they release the second version of this mold. Here's how Fantastic Model Warhorse scales with Deluxe Class Deep Cover, Voyager Class Artfire, and Leader Class Laser Optimus Prime. Here's how Fantastic Model Warhorse scales with fanstoys Parkour, fanstoys Jive, and Magic Square Light of Peace. Here's how Fantastic Model Warhorse scales with Takara Tomy Masterpiece Trailbreaker and Takara Tomy Masterpiece Inferno. I hope you've enjoyed this brief look at Fantastic Model Warhorse. I got this figure from Nick the Toy Guy, and you can too at nickthetoyguy.com. If there are any other figures you'd like me to take a look at next, leave a comment down below. And as always, I'm Leo, reminding you that plastic toys don't belong in plastic prisons. See you next time.